Good evening, class. My name is Lucia Pina. Today is Sunday, September the 16th. This is week 2, video exercise number 2. There are 4 types of tissues in the human body: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, and the nervous tissues. I will be discussing their functions and structure. We're going to start off with epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue creates a barrier by covering and protecting surfaces that are exposed to the internal and external environment. An example of the epithelial tissue is our skin. There are different types of epithelial tissues. There's simple epithelial tissue, which only has one layer; stratified epithelial tissue, which has many layers; transitional epithelium, which consists of multiple layers that can either contract or expand. The shape of the epithelial tissue can also vary. We have squamous cells, which are flat, and cuboidal, which I'm pretty sure I didn't pronounce that right, but those are cube-shaped cells. And lastly, columnar, which are column-shaped cells. To understand the arrangement of the cells, we have to understand the function of the tissues. We have 5 different types of epithelia. Ciliated, which moves substance along the tract. An example of it would be our upper respiratory system. Exchange, which are pores that are present between cells, which aids in exchange of substances. An example of it is our lungs. Protective, which are the cells tightly connected, like our skin. Transporting, which is also tightly connected, but the surface can increase. An example would be our intestines. The last type is secretory, which I'm pretty sure I didn't pronounce right either. I'm sorry, but it is a protein and steroid secreting cell, such as our thyroid. Now I'll be talking about connective tissue. Connective tissue provides support for internal tissue and organs. Connective tissue mainly is fixed tissue, but some can be mobile. There's a few different types of connective tissue, such as loose connective tissue, which lies under the skin and around our glands. Dense connective tissue, which are strong and elastic. Examples are our tendons and ligaments. Adipose tissue, which is basically fat. And then blood would be an example of a mobile connective tissue. The last connective tissue is the supporting connective tissue, which would include our cartilage and bones. Moving to muscle tissue and nervous tissue, both of these tissues are able to create electrical signals that are transmitted throughout the tissues. There's 3 types of muscle tissue: skeletal tissue, smooth muscle, and cardiac muscle. Each has a unique structure and under the right condition can contract to cause movement. The nervous tissue includes neurons, which are nerve cells that send information from one portion of the body to another. Neurons also stimulate the muscle cells to move. You can find nervous tissue in our brain and spinal cords. This concludes my video. Hope you enjoyed.